Okay, in this video I'm going to talk about which language is easier to learn, Chinese or Japanese. People often compare Chinese and Japanese because they're both East Asian languages and they both include Chinese characters. And it's debatable which one is easier or more difficult to learn. I think with Chinese, the big challenges are, well, for one, pronunciation, because Mandarin has 4 tones and Cantonese has 6 tone contours. And on top of that, you also have Chinese characters. You have to learn a lot of individual characters, and the pronunciation is not really that closely related to the way the characters look. You just have to learn them, so that's something which makes Chinese quite difficult. People often say that Japanese is easier to pronounce than Chinese dialects, but a lot of people say that Japanese grammar is more difficult than Chinese grammar. As well as this, Japanese, as well as having Chinese characters, also has 2 syllabaries, which is effectively 2 different alphabets as well, which are used for the writing alongside Chinese characters. So these alphabets may be easier to learn than Chinese characters, but they still take a lot of getting used to. So the writing system in Japanese is pretty complicated as well. So which language is easier to learn? Well, both Chinese and Japanese demand a lot of persistence and effort if a speaker of a Western language is going to learn them. And many people argue that Japanese is easier to get started with and becomes more difficult later on, whereas Chinese is much more tough at the beginning and gets easier as time goes on. So perhaps a more relevant question is, which culture are you more interested in? And which language are you more interested in? So my advice would be to just follow your interest. If you're interested in Chinese culture, obviously start with Chinese. If you're interested in Japanese culture, learn Japanese, because your interest at the end of the day is going to be the best motivator, and it's going to be the thing which is going to keep you going.